purple sugar slush. King size. That'll be $1.26.
Hello and welcome, fellow film buffs. I'm Zack, and I'm joined by my co-host and fellow cinephile, Hunter Vanalira.
Let's get ready to rumble!
We are the box office losers. Each and every week, we deep dive into the movie sphere, watch and review any and all films to ever grace the silver screen. This week, we are talking about Ready to Rumble, the film that killed David Arquette's career.
If you couldn't tell by me screaming the wrestling thing at the beginning, and I didn't know this really killed his career. I thought he was great in this film. This film, you'll see by my review, not too favorable, but I love David Arquette.
I'm the same way with my review. Because I'm either going to change it to a 0.5 or bump it up 1 point. I don't know.
We shall see.
But yes, guys, Ready to Rumble is a 2000 American buddy comedy filmed and directed by Brian Robbins and written by Steven Brill, which is based on the Turner Broadcasting, now defunct professional wrestling promotion WCW, otherwise known as World Championship Wrestling.
Hell yeah, dude. I didn't know about this movie at all. I just knew David Arquette made a wrestling movie, and I know he was a wrestler for the WCW for a while.
He wasn't a wrestler. He was just brought in to bump up ratings, and it kind of worked. And then
I thought he was a legit wrestler for a couple years.
Nope, he was never a legit wrestler. He never had any actual training.
Oh, really? I thought he was like legit going in.
Like I said, hey, if we watch his documentary, then you'll know.
I don't know if I want to watch a fucking documentary for the show.
It's a good documentary. You would like it.
Maybe. They released a new documentary this year called You Can't Kill David Arquette.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's the one? I thought you meant the other one.
No, it's You Can't Kill David Arquette.
Oh, that's the one that came out this year. Maybe we'll do it.
But,
I was actually going to ask you about if you still wanted to cover the movie that we have set for episode 16. It's a good classic, and we can talk about it and compare it to other stuff. But if you don't want to do that one, we could easily switch it, or we could jump it into one of the New Year ones.
We'll have to discuss that after the pod.
Sounds cool. Yeah, I thought you were talking about an old one. I was like, I only want to watch the new one because they talk about Scream as well.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing to.
Oh, gotcha. Anyway, let's move on to the casting before we get too jumbled up in episode semantics. I'll start off by reading the actors, and you can read all the wrestlers who were in it, and give me any extra information on the wrestlers I don't know about, because there are a couple I'm very confused on. So we'll get to that in a sec. So, starting off the cast list, we have David Arquette as Gordy Boggs, a.k.a. The Law. We then have Scott Conn as Sean Dawkins, a.k.a. Sugar Daddy. We also have Oliver Platt as Jimmy King. Oh, dude, I loved Oliver Platt in this movie. Jimmy King was, like, the best character.
So was Sal Bandini.
I was going to get to Sal Bandini. We have Joe Pantoliano as Titus Sinclair. We have Rose McGowan as Sasha. We have Martin Landau as Sal Bandini. He was great, too. I wish he had more play in there, though. He was only in, like, 3 scenes. We have Ahmet Zappa as the cashier. Jill Ritchie as Brittany. Richard Lineback as Mr. Boggs, Gordy's father. Chris Owen as Isaac, and Melanie Deanne Moore as Wendy. Those are the main cast members. Zack,
okay, so the wrestlers. The cast of wrestlers consisted of Goldberg, Diamond Dallas Page, Sting, Randy Macho Man Savage, ooh yeah, Sid Vicious, Juventud Guerrero, Kurt Hennig, Disco Inferno, Billy Kidman, Cohen, and Rey Mysterio Jr., but we just call him Rey Mysterio. The film also is notable for the media debut of John Cena. He is seen in the background of the Jimmy King and Goldberg gym scene.
Yeah, I actually noticed him in the background. He's not zoomed in on, but when it's the scene where it's the over the shoulder shot of Gordy and Sean talking to Goldberg, you can see this huge dude fucking lifting weights, and I'm like, that's totally John Cena.
Well, no, he sits down at the shoulder or the elbow.
That was
thing.
him. Oh man, I swear he's the one pumping iron in the back.
He's not.
Are you sure? It looks so much like John
I'm
Cena.
positive. I've seen this movie twice now, and I've seen every single wrestling thing about this movie. He is in the background when Jimmy King and Goldberg talking.
Really?
Yes. You can tell because he has the blonde hair.
He had blonde hair?
Yeah.
I was looking for the brown hair.
No, he had blonde hair at this time, and you can tell by his face.
I didn't see his face. I was too busy fucking looking at Goldberg.
Other wrestling personalities consisted of, I don't know the other commentator, but we have Tony Schiavone and Mean Gene Okerlund, along with Booker T, Bam Bam Bigelow, Perry Saturns, and can't think of other ones off the top of my head. But yeah, those are the ones I know. See, it's funny. I can pronounce Juventud Guerrero without skipping a beat, but I can't pronounce these fucking actors' names.
Yeah, you can pronounce the fucking crazy ass wrestling names, but fucking you can't. Oh man, you're fucking ridiculous.
It's weird.
It's definitely weird. I can pronounce a lot of weird shit too, but every once in a while I'm like, I can't spell restaurant. I can't spell definitely, but I can spell like fucking Samara Weaving and shit like that. It's just like, okay.
And so and also I think how I described certain things to in my notes, okay, so Tony Schiavone, he was the one at the commentator's desk who kind of looks like a beardless version of me. That's the best way to put it.
Sounds good. Yeah, so before we get into the notes, our notes section I actually flipped. We have the score at the top, and then we have a bunch of notes in the middle before we get to the plot. Okay. Not too many notes to talk about, but we do have some notable fun ones.
Okay.
All right, so before we start that, though, the budget was $24 million, and the box office was only $12.5 million. So it's a flop.
Yeah, it was bad. So a lot of things I know about this film is that a lot of things didn't go right. David Arquette really was not supposed to be a part of WCW after this film was made. But Vince Russo, the worst booker in the business, saw money and was like, yeah, let's give it to him. And hence why he got the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And that then started a downward spiral in his acting career, hence why he starred in films like C-Spot Run. And he was the dad in Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh my god, he was?
Yes.
Oh my god. That's ridiculous. I had no idea.
I know,
I didn't really know who David Arquette was. I knew his name. I just didn't know who he was. I knew he was in Scream as a guy, and then I finally started watching the Scream movies, and I was like, oh shit, he's Dewey. And then we watched Ready to Rumble, and now we're just David Arquette world.
So yeah, this film pretty much hit a downward spiral. Before he did Ready to Rumble, and when he was in Scream, remember he was supposed to be Sam in Scream. And then he did this. He was up there with the top 10 actors who were gonna make it big, and then this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will jump into the first 3 paragraphs of the notes. And, yeah. The film score makes an extensive use of classic music, both diegetic and non-diegetic. Fanfare for Common Man by Aaron Corpland. It is featuring a Jimmy King theme music as Siegfried Funeral March from...
You got this.
Gotter Dam und Jingang by German composer Richard Wagner. I probably pronounced that.
Wagner.
Thank you. Plays quietly in the background during King's initial... what was that?
Discomfiture.
I hate... Can I say discomfort? Fuck. Discomfiture as the hands of Titus Sinclair, played by Joe
Pantoliano,
thank you, and Diamond Dallas Page. A soundtrack for this film was released by Atlantic Records and 143 records in both clean and explicit editions. Considering the Kid Rock song, oh god,
Bad with the Ba.
Bad with the Ba,
I don't know what the fuck that means.
The Lower Than You remix is not deleted on the iTunes version of the soundtrack. It is remastered, one of the only songs of Kid Rock to be available on iTunes until most of his catalog was released on iTunes in 2013.
Weird.
The character of Sal Bandini. Ready? Do you want to wrestle?
Sal Bandini, want to wrestle?
It's based on wrestlers Lou Thez and Stu Hart, which is 100% true. I can vouch for that. It is based off of those two, mainly Stu Hart. Oliver Platt accidentally struck Randy Savage in the face during the filming of the fantasy scene. The footage of the incident, which was shot over Savage's shoulder, can be seen in the blooper reel. Shown during the closing credits, Chris Kanyon was Platt's stunt double, and Shane Helms, who is the Hurricane, might I add, Hurricane Helms, was David Arquette's stunt double. The character of Tyson Clare is based off of WCW president and executive producer Eric Bischoff, who was originally planned to star in the movie as a fictional version of himself, but was fired from WCW before filming began. True and very fucking true. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, that Eric Bischoff was supposed to be Tyson Clare.
Yeah, there's and the whole Randy Savage thing. In the blooper reel, it is hilarious. He whips out the punch, and then Oliver Platt's like, "Oh my god, dude, are you okay?" It's so funny. The blooper reel was great.
I know a fun tidbit about the original ending that this film was supposed to have.
Yeah, I have that down here somewhere. Don't spoil it.
Fuck.
I think I have it. If we don't say it, we'll talk about it later, but I have it in here somewhere.
Okay.
I remember finding it. If we don't find it, keep that in your notes. You gotta say it. But, also, I think I have this in here as well. Rose McGowan hated this, but we'll get to that if it's here.
Who was Rose McGowan again? That was what?
Rose McGowan played Sasha.
Oh, she played one of the Nitro Girls.
Yeah, it's in my mid-movie notes.
Okay.
We're
up to...
We'll talk about it when we get there.
Following the release.
Following the release of the movie, WCW decided to generate publicity for the company by running a storyline in which David Arquette, a legitimate wrestling fan, became a WCW World Champion.
Yeah.
The storyline was reviled by wrestling fans, and Arquette himself reportedly believed it was a bad idea, as he felt that it would damage the value of the World Heavyweight Championship he held in such high regard. While in WCW, he aligned himself with Diamond Dallas Page, despite Page being the movie's villain, and agreed in the storyline to drop the title to him. He eventually lost the title in the main event of Slamboree, great name, involving three-tiered cage seen in Ready to Rumble. That's really cool. The Triple Cage match! Pitting himself against Page and Jeff Jarrett, which ended when he turned on Page and allowed Jarrett to win. Arquette later donated all the money WCW paid him to the families of the deceased wrestlers Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, and Brian Hildebrand, plus to wrestler Darren Drozdov, who was left paralyzed due to an in-ring accident in a year prior.
Yeah.
Crazy. The Triple Cage was used by WCW only once. First at Slamboree 2000. Twice. Oh, my bad. Twice. Damn. First at Slamboree in 2000, where Jeff beat Diamond Dallas Page and David Arquette, who was the defending champion. In this match, Chris Kanyon was thrown from the roof of one of the cages, paralyzing him. The other, paralyzing in quotes, the other taking on the September 4th, 2000 episode of WCW Monday Nitro, which was in a War Games match. You want me to read one more?
I'll read this one. Gotcha. Around this time of the movie's release, David Arquette made a string of appearances on WCW television. In lieu of spending any of the money paid to him from WCW, David instead chose to give the money of his WCW earnings to the families of deceased wrestlers Brian Pillman.
Yeah, he was the first one that he gave him to, and then after he got more, he just kept giving it out to all the other deceased wrestlers' families.
Which
really cool.
I fucking respect the hell out of him for giving it to Drozdov, Brian Pillman, and Owen Hart. I don't know who Hildebrand is. But the three that are notable for me are Owen Hart, Pillman, and Darren Drozdov.
Mm-hmm.
For promotion purposes, WCW head writer Vince Russo, wrote for David Arquette to make many guest appearances and win the WCW World Title in an episode of WCW Thunder, 1998. Most people called the worst move in WCW history. the final nail in its coffin. Before going out of business in 2001, David Arquette himself admitted that it was not a good idea, only doing it because Booker Vince Russo kept talking him into it.
You gotta love your bookers, man. He's like, come on, man, they love you, and then he's like, no, they don't.
So in the documentary, you cannot kill David Arquette. This gets brought up a lot. He's like, I didn't want to do it. Like I thought it was a very bad idea, and I didn't want to go through with it. But Vince Russo, being the stubborn dickhead he is, made him do it. If we do cover You Cannot Kill David Arquette, I will extensively talk about as much as I can from what I know.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it either tonight after this, or I'll jump it on tomorrow because I have the day off. So I'll probably check it out because it sounds really interesting. And now that I know that it's tied to this film in some way, shape, or form because of talks about the wrestling career and stuff,
I'm gonna so heavily tied to this film, and like you feel bad for him because like after this, technically after this movie, like David Arquette went on a downward spiral.
Yeah.
If you want to continue reading on with the notes.
So the way Jimmy King, I will reign you. Is that what he says?
No, I will rule you.
Rule you. God damn it, I was so close. Almost approximate knowledge of everything, that's what my friends say. The way Jimmy King lost the title when he was supposed to have won it is a spoof of the infamous Montreal Screwjob back at the WWF Survivor Series from 1997, in which Bret Hart was supposed to have retained the title from Shawn Michaels, but was heavily conspired against and lost in an unscripted manner.
Yeah,
so bullshit.
I bring this up in my notes. Yeah, that entire scene is legit how backstage politics work.
Yeah, gotta love it.
In WWE, and the Montreal Screwjob is legit the most real thing in wrestling today.
Nice.
And I fucking hate it.
The Montreal Screwjob.
Jimmy King, Titus Sinclair, and Sasha are the only WCW personalities made up for the film. Everyone else were actual WCW employees. According to an interview he did with You Shout in 2013, Diamond Dallas Page said that he pitched an alternative ending for the film to Warner Bros. What would have happened was after the Triple Cage match is all over and the end credits are just starting to roll, Jimmy King tells Gordy and Shawn that he would see them at the bar before heading to the back to his dressing room to get changed, only to see DDP waiting for him. Just as the two wrestlers look like they're going to fight again, they actually hug each other, while DDP forgiving King for throwing him through the triple cage, which in real life he would have died.
No, that was insane, dude. He fucking yeets him through 3 metal cages, and he lands, from the way his body is falling, he's supposed to land on his neck, but then he lands on his back, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's the juggernaut.
Then Shawn and Gordy enter the dressing room and are shocked to discover that King and DDP are friends. DDP then walks up to the two and say, "Boys, welcome to the business. Let's go have a drink," which helps pull all the differences aside.
That would have made more sense for how the WCW David Arquette storyline went, where he actually teams up with Diamond Dallas Page.
Well, no, it's because you have to separate movie from reality in that case.
I know, but it would have been cool that if they tied it to that reality, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
The movie's canon to the WCW timeline.
Well, no, because you can't have Jimmy King be canon, and I watched the fucking episode of WCW Thunder. Oh my god.
With David Arquette showing up?
Where he won. It's so bad, because
he's just supposed to play a fan, right? And then he shows up and he wins?
Oh no, everyone knows who he is as an actor.
Yeah, but in the storyline, he's just supposed to be a fan.
Yeah, he's an actual fan of wrestling. He gets pulled into the crowd. He's a lifelong fan of wrestling. Mm-hmm. He gets pulled into the crowd by Jeff Jarrett and Eric Bischoff, who somehow got rehired before all this happened. When all this happened, back and forth happens. He teams up with DDP. David Arquette spears Eric Bischoff, pins him, and then gets the title and down. And all hell broke loose from that point on.
Interesting. I definitely got to check out the documentary if they talk about this in the slightest.
Hit us with that plot, baby boy.
So, moving on to the plot from the notes. There wasn't really a lot of notes for this movie, so unfortunately this might be a shorter episode, but every once in a while you need a short one.
If you I can definitely I know a lot about this film and like the backstage stuff about it. So
yeah, we'll fluff it up when we get to your mid-movie notes.
I have very little, so
No, but you can fluff it up with the extra stuff. So, dim-witted sewage workers Gordy Boggs or Gordy Biggs? Either way, Gordy Boggs and Sean Dawkins watch their favorite wrestler, WCW World Heavyweight Champion Jimmy King, cheated out of the title by Diamond Dallas Page, an evil WCW promoter. Oh, and evil, holy fucking tits, and evil WCW promoter named Titus Sinclair, and the partners from DDP. After the match, the duo expresses their rage while driving in their septic truck, resulting in a car crash with Gordy and Sean surviving. After this event, Gordy believes that the car crash was supposed to happen and that they should make Jimmy King champion once again. Gordy asks a friend to find out where King lives, and they go to an unexpected-looking neighborhood where they find King's estranged wife and his parents, and also his son. King's parents tell Gordy and Sean that King borrowed their mobile home and never returned it. The duo then finds King and becomes overexcited. They find him in a trailer park after he pretends to be a woman. It's actually a really good scene.
Mm-hmm.
They have a conversation, and when King says that he has given up on wrestling, Gordy and Sean anger him to the point where he suddenly attacks them. This attack on the boys prompts a change of heart for King, where his passion for wrestling returns. It's probably one of the best scenes in the movie, where they show up and they're just like, "Come on, man, you're the king, you're our hero, come on!" It was nice.
Like, boys, it's fake, you know that, right?
And they're like, "Yeah, but come on!"
No, they don't know it's fake. They all think it's real.
I thought Sean knew it was fake.
I think maybe.
I thought Sean knew, because I knew Gordy was like super into it. I thought Sean thought it was fake, at least at some point.
The trio proceeds to go on a road trip to the next WCW Nitro taping in New York City, and this was at the New York Arena, not Madison Square Garden, the New York Arena. Gordy sends letters to his father, a police officer, who wanted Gordy to follow in his footsteps. Gordy writes that he will not join the police force, making him frustrated. Gordy, King, and Sean arrive at the Nitro taping, where they hide King in a porta potty, and then meet one of the Nitro girls, Sasha.
Boobs. When
DDP mocks Sasha, when DDP mocks King on camera, King comes out the porta potty and attacks him. Once again, like that is legit the most wrestling scene in this entire movie.
Oh yeah, that's another great scene too. Like when that's like a legit wrestling like tape. What are they called?
Like
oh god,
highlight reel.
No, when like when a wrestling all like a reel. Is it a reel?
Highlight reel?
No, it's not a highlight reel. Highlight reel is like, this is what happened in the match. Here's the best moves. Oh god.
Okay, well, Sinclair then declares a steel cage match for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, plus a $1 million cash prize, with the added stipulation that if King loses, he'll never wrestle again. You want to hit that with that next paragraph?
Oh, for sure. I thought you were going to continue reading.
Oh, no.
Sasha is impressed by Gordy, and they later go to her apartment to have dinner. When Sasha attempts to have sex with Gordy, he reacts like it's a wrestling match and pushes her off.
For an object!
He keeps going with the wrestling things, and then the scene where they're having sex in the bed is just them flailing around. It's pretty funny.
Foreign objects! Punch her in the face. Hell yeah.
Jimmy King is in deep need of a trainer for the match, so he, Gordy, and Sean head to the residence of retired wrestler Sal Bandini, where he accepts becoming King's trainer. The trio then heads to a local gym where King meets his former partner, Bill Goldberg. And there's a nice scene where he talks about how he threw up on him. It was great. King asks Goldberg to help in the upcoming match as his part of his posse, but he turns him down, saying that King has no chance of winning. Then that night, Sid Vicious and Perry Saturn attack Sal Bandini, hospitalizing him. At the hospital, Gordy overhears Sasha at the phone booth, where he learns that Sasha was working under the orders of Sinclair the entire time, therefore realizing his relationship with her was a total sham. Gordy breaks up with her and gets, is it a Butterfinger? as a result.
As the trio returns to Gordy and Sean's hometown of Wyoming to continue training, Gordy's father steps in and forces him to abandon his wrestling aspiration and join the police force. Sean and King tried to convince Gordy to get out of becoming a police officer, but he refuses. He does, however, hold a huge party for King that wishes him luck in the steel cage match. This was a nice scene.
Yeah. On the night
because
of the
Sean gets lead.
Oh yeah, with Wendy.
Yep.
Excuse the burp. On the night of the match, King is once again outnumbered by DDP's goons, but then he suddenly receives help from Goldberg, Booker T, Billy Kidman, Disco Inferno, Sting, and Gordy, who ride in on a police motorcycle, debuting his new gimmick as the Law. This skips over a scene where, after the training montage happens in Wyoming, they do a bunch of wrestling tryouts, and they get a bunch of people to be his actual posse before the other people come in.
Don't say anything, because I have that in my notes.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about that later. King ultimately wins the match by dropping Diamond Dallas Page from the top of the cage to the floor of the ring. He just shoots him through. As King comes up victorious once again, WCW World Heavyweight Champion Titus gets beaten up by Sean and Gordy, as well as some fans. Gordy later asks King to re-team up with him, but he announces that his new partner will be Gordy and his new manager will be Sean. Hell yeah, man.
An epilogue shows Sean telling some local kids, the kids from the very beginning of the film, dreams can come true. At a convenience store where Gordy and Goldberg teach the store clerk a lesson for being mean to the kids by hurling him out of the street, all ends happily as the heroes ride off in a stretch limousine Hummer together with Sal, now fully recovered in a hot tub with beautiful Nitro girls.
Hell yeah, man. Gotta love it.
So, yeah, I have like just one bit of notes from the training montage at the end, or the tryout montage.
Yeah, for sure.
So hit us with your mid-movie notes. I'm surprised this got moved up.
Got moved up? What do you mean?
Isn't it normally it goes like, oh, wait, I'm just stupid, fuck, okay.
No, it's always mid-movie notes then reviews. It's because we didn't have that many notes to talk about, so it feels like it's moved up, but it's not.
Okay.
So, starting off with my first mid-movie note, I wrote, opening credit monologues.
I am my own worst enemy. I love that song so much.
I said, what the fuck is this purchase scene? I don't remember the purchase scene, but I don't think it's the butt finger one.
Yeah, it is the butt finger.
But also, what the fuck, man?
It is the butt finger one.
Gordy, is your finger in your ass? Yup.
That's pretty much like that's just a knockoff of the thing from Mallrats.
I've never seen Mallrats.
Oh fuck, we gotta watch Mallrats after Clerks.
Time. I think it's in here somewhere. No, we gotta watch Clerks.
Well, it's gonna go Clerks and Mallrats now.
Yeah, we'll do the View Askew universe at some point. We'll just go in timeline order.
Yeah.
I go, Randy Savage. What the fuck? Because he just shows up and
snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh yeah,
Dig
brother.
it.
So my next mid-movie note is, how old are they supposed to be? Because I don't fucking know.
I think they're supposed to be like early to late 20s.
I think you find out later that Gordy's 24.
Okay, yeah, so like early to mid 20s.
Yeah. My next note is Nitro Girls. This emoji.
Yes.
You can't see it, but you know what I'm talking about.
It's the A.
Next one. It's like legit wrestling.
Okay,
Kinda
yeah.
cool.
So that first match before DDP and King was pretty much was a real match of wrestling technically.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Like, it's like legit wrestling. That's really cool. I didn't know the movie would have actual wrestling scenes. I thought they would just kind of talk about it and then dance around it. Thought it was cool. My next note is unfair bogus allergies. When they're about to crash their truck, they're crying in the car because King lost and got kicked out. So they're like, I'm not crying, it's just allergies, man. These damn allergies. They're so unfair. It was great. Next bit of note. Too much potty humor so far. Smarter and more clever writing, please.
Well, and remember, it's 2000s.
I know, but you can still have a smart movie.
No, but it's a 2000s buddy comedy.
Yeah, but you can still have a smart movie.
Yeah, I guess so.
Next note. Traveling nuns. What is this film?
Yeah.
They just have weird farting nuns that just hanging out in the film. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Next note. The King is great. I love a Jimmy Platt's character. Not Jimmy Platt. Oliver Platt's character, Jimmy King. I thought it was good.
It is a good character.
Yeah, I wish he was an actual real wrestler. I would root for him. He had like a nice gimmick. I will rule you. Next note. Rose McGowan said she hated filming this.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
I found that somewhere. She just said she didn't like it. She said it was bad. And in the bloopers, the scene where Gordy is supposed to be like, and like looking at her boobs and looking at her face. There's a scene where David Arquette is just laughing his ass off, going, I can't stop looking at your boobs. Oh! And then you can see Rose McGowan look at the camera and just go, ugh. I was like, oof.
Yeah.
Gotta feel bad for her, but hey, man, paycheck's paycheck.
Oh, it is, definitely. Next
note, Dad is low-key homophobic. As he's picking him up from Wyoming after the training montage, he gets Gordy in the car, and he's like, You're not going to do that career with all those men touching and wrestling and with the no shirts and the fucking...
And he brings up Michael Bolton for some fucking reason, too.
It's weird.
You have a lot of good notes here. Mine are shitty. But
because you've seen the movie already, and you weren't commenting mid-movie.
Yeah.
This is my mid-movie notes,
Yeah.
For movies I haven't seen before, like, I've already seen King of Staten Island. I think we both have. So when we get to that movie, and I've also seen Clerks, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I might have mid-movie notes for that. But I've already seen King of Staten Island, so I won't have that many mid-movie notes, if any at all. I'll probably just go, oh man, I remember this scene. This was cool. I like Bill Burr. Anyway. Oh no, Wonder Woman. Sorry, I got a pop on a statue over here. It fell down.
It's alright.
I went Sting. I didn't know Sting was gonna be in this, and he's sitting there with a baseball bat, like he's supposed to hit somebody with it, but then he doesn't.
Well, no. That's his character in real life wrestling.
Bat? Yo, Sting is like hot. Thanks for backing me up, Zach.
I fucking hate you. I'm not
gonna
say anything, man.
Jaw, he's ripped. He's hot. He's a hot guy.
Sting is just a badass dude.
Yeah, I gotta watch more Sting stuff. I gotta see Sting around.
Oh, like there was a time in like TNA where he had like a Joker Heath Ledger character.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'd be down to check that out.
I'll show it to you sometime.
Yeah. So, next note: Arquette better show up to save the day. This is when he's like doing all the police work, and he's like, "I can't come back, guys. I'm never coming back. Like, I gotta do law stuff."
My dad will shoot you.
No. Next one, ladder fight. When he's swinging the ladder around and he's knocking people around. I love it when in wrestling when they pick up the ladder and just use it as a goddamn fucking like.
Well, that's an actual thing that's an actual move that's been done in wrestling before too.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's a really cool move.
It's fucking yeah.
Why would you not use it? Next note, there's the law. He shows up and fucking busts it open with the fucking motorcycle. Psh, great scene. Where's the motorcycle go? Anyway.
That's a good question.
Final note for the movie. Yeah, Sting is a good guy. Because he shows up when he's in the rafters and he kicks Diamond Dallas Page off the thing the first time. And then Titus is like, no! It's pretty cool.
Okay,
I thought Sting did a good job. I also didn't know Sting talked, so when he did, I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. My mid-movie notes, like, they're very, very bare.
There's still a lot of them.
I brought up, I'm very sad that this is pretty much what killed David Arquette's career. I'm upset. Then pop punk is like in this movie, the feeling of like a late 90s, early 2000s film.
Grunge.
Why draw your weapons at your son? That's when he walked into the kitchen and his mom, his dad, and his sister all drew their guns on him.
Yeah, gotta love it.
Billy lost his left nut in Nam.
Nam.
Then I brought up this is how backstage politics work in real life back then. Tony Schiavone looks like he did not want to be there.
Who's that one?
The one I will quickly pull it up. Do. I gotta pull up like a picture of him when he was young, because that's the best way to say it. That's the best way to point it out.
I don't need. Just tell me like why he. Like, who was he? What character?
Well,
was he?
like you'll see when I send you the picture. Okay. Good.
Sure,
I'm glad we understand this.
I didn't know you were gonna show me a picture. I thought you were just gonna tell me like.
Oh no.
You didn't like it here. This is the part of the podcast where we wait.
Yeah, this is part of the podcast where I don't prepare anything. He's the one in the blue shirt.
Oh, is he one of the announcers?
Yes, he was the ring announcer.
Movie?
Yeah. I said he looks like he did not want to be there. They followed this kid home, the hacker kid.
Oh no, they were friends with him.
No, they weren't. They didn't know who he was.
Well, no, in the plot description it says that they were friends with him. But
no,
whatever.
they just walked up on him playing that arcade game. Eric Bischoff was supposed to be where Sinclair is, and I made this joke. Sean and Gordy are just a way dumber version of us.
Wait, who's who?
I guess because I am like the very strong fanatic. I guess I'll be Arquette in this situation.
And I'd be the fucking try hard best friend. I'm down for that.
Mean
just
Gene
being a good support
is
system.
sexy.
Sean Dawkins, best support system.
Mean Gene is sexy.
Is that fucking the girl who rips off her clothes?
No. That was the old man who was like, "King, am I sexy?"
I don't remember that guy, but I agree.
Ah, shit. Okay. Well, yeah. Fuck you. Sal Bandini is a take on how guys actually got trained back in the day. Very,
He's
very
like
true.
throwing him around.
I wonder what Pretty Kitty is up to these days. Hopefully not drugs.
Oh yeah, Pretty Kitty is the one who ripped off her clothes and was
Yes.
like, "I'm Pretty Kitty."
What
are you gonna do? Boob him to death?
I wonder what she's up to today. Hopefully not drugs.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then Sean got laid. That's all my notes.
Hell yeah, he banged Wendy.
Also, I have two different review systems. Two different versions.
Oh.
So,
You have two different types of your own review?
Yep.
Oh, it's not two different ones. You just wanted to use two quotes.
Well, yeah.
That's fair. We'll get to that when we get there. So, that was the mid-movie notes section. Now we're moving on to our review section. So, I'll read the bad review this week again because you were more of a wrestling fan because we both gave it the same score.
All right. I'll read the review top part then.
Sounds good.
Ready to Rumble received a largely negative reception, garnering a Rotten Tomato rating of 23% based on 70 reviews, with an average score of 3.9 out of 10.
Oof.
It's concession. Was that right?
You can't say consensus, but you can say garnering.
Yes. Consensus states humor at its lowest. It's funny for kids, and it's insulting to adults on Metacritic, with assigning a normalized rating of out of 100. Of a 3 on Metacritic.
No, hold on. It says on Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating of 100 to reviews from mainstream critics, the film has an average score of 23, which is based on 26 reviews, indicating it is generally unfavorable.
Roger Ebert said that the movie works best when focusing on the aspect of professional wrestling, and instead of the wheezy prefab Dumb and Dumber antics that felt there was misuse of both Platt and Landau. What?
Landau, he's a Bandini.
Landau. Citing the former's comic talent being wasted and having an actual wrestler in its place instead of that later being more suitable in dramatic works. Mm-hmm. The good review coming from Lauren King of the Boston Globe. Likeable performance from its young cast and better than average script adds spark to this formulaic fairy tale and makes Wrestling Mania watchable.
Yeah, I could agree with some of that. Like I said, I like the performances, and I like the wrestling stuff when it was actually on the screen. The bad review from Tom Coeg from Film.com. Comic virtues linger in the memory a little longer than the, farcical brutality of this pandering noise fest. Not that that's a significant victory.
Okay.
Yeah, you can check out their full reviews on Boston Globe and Film.com, obviously.
Yes. All right, Hunter, what is your review?
So I'm giving it 4 Purple Slush Extra Large out of 10. I think it's extra large. If not, it's Purple Slush Large out of 10.
I'm giving it 4. Do you want to grab my nuts? Out of 10. Or 4. Diamond upside down as a pussy. Out of 10.
That was a good one.
Yeah, well, when I saw that, like, the first time I watched this film, I think was about, like, during the summer. Because I wanted to watch it before watching You Cannot Kill David Arquette.
Yeah. Just so you had some
I seen that part, Diamond Upside Down is a pussy. It made me, like, just die.
Diamond Upside Down is a pussy.
And who knows, maybe our movie quotes might make it as the intro and outro. Who knows?
Maybe.
Hunter, kick us off with that outro since we got.
So, guys, thank you for listening. You can follow us on Instagram at Box Office Losers and Twitter at Box Losers. For up-to-date news, mostly just Instagram posts of the cool art I find, and I try to tag everybody I can. And don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with a friend. Zach, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at Dark Shadow Zack on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm also a contributor for the Sports Hit List. I also today just got done filming my episode 2 of the AEW Injection, which is the review show for me and my friend Nick. We talk about just AEW for the Hit List. Hunter, where can they find you?
You can find me at Scruffy Mooseman on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on Android's Amazing Podcast every Wednesday at 10 a.m. It's a comic book podcast I do with my coworker at the comic book store I work at. We talk about the news in the comic book world, and we review some new books. You can also find me at Pound That Button every Tuesday. It's a PlayStation podcast I host with my 2 friends. So definitely check those out. And as always, guys, we love you.
Also, fuck you to the person who copyright claimed our Halloween 2 review. Fuck you.
I remember seeing the claim, and it wasn't even from I think Warner Brothers or Lionsgate, whoever owns it. It was from a third party. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so if you, this is behind the scenes. If you saw the email, I tried disputing it.
Yeah, you were like, no.
No,
okay.
you don't own the rights, we don't own the rights. We're not making money off of this, so fuck you.
Yeah, we're not monetizing this stuff. We're just doing it for fun. It's just
we're not
monetizing. You can follow us on YouTube at Box Office Losers.
We're not monetized yet.
Well, yet. Maybe
yes, guys. Subscribe everywhere. Everywhere where podcasts are found. Don't forget that.
Yep. All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Diamond upside down is a pussy.